Welcome on board. This is Eric and Captain Dread Fabulous. We're here on the beautiful island of Oahu, Honolulu. It's late in the evening. We have finally finished all our work that we had to do today, and we wanted to address a concern that our friends and family had brought up during our long transit to Fiji, which could be up to 28 days.
Up to 28 days. That would be worst case scenario, 28 days. We are hoping to make it in 20. But for us, and Eric and I had this discussion several times. We talk about what our biggest fear is while we are sailing. And for us, the most horrible thing that either one of us can imagine is we have to do watches, so we take turns sleeping, is to wake up from a watch and then you are alone on the boat and someone has fallen overboard. And the most dangerous time sailing, from what we've talked about, would be
nighttime. So what we've decided to do is during the night time, both of us are going to stay awake during the night. We also are going to be wearing whistles, so if we fall overboard, just in case the other brother is asleep, a whistle can be heard better than someone screaming. So, and these are like the best whistles that you could possibly get. They're very loud. So if someone goes overboard, we're gonna blow the whistle. The one of us is gonna get up. We're gonna throw over our little life preserver that has a light on it immediately, and throw another lifeline overboard that's got a buoy tied to it. And then we'll hit the man overboard button and then place the boat into irons, which Cord knows how to.
Yeah, you're putting it in irons. The maneuver is called heaving to. So we'll actually hove to on the boat, which will stop the boat's forward movement. You are back sailing the Genoa while the mainsail is still trying to push the boat forward. And your rudder is trying to turn the boat in the opposite direction. You can Google this. And we will, if we get a chance, we'll show you on a video what the heaving to maneuver is. But that's what we want to do, because we do travel pretty fast. We made note of that while we were coming over from Kauai here. We were doing 7.5 knots at times. So we zoomed in on the map and you could see that you're leaving someone behind. So at nighttime, it's almost impossible to find someone. So it's important to get the boat stopped, but it's also important to get a light out there so that that person can swim to something that you can find. You can find a light, you're not going to see a person in the water. And if your dog starts howling and crying, it's because one of us is blowing on this whistle. But not to worry. The rest of the procedure is set up. We have practiced the procedure a couple times coming over, and it's kind of standardized for us. And so that's how we're going to address the
man overboard.
Man overboard. And which is, it's scary for us as much as it is for subscribers and friends and families.
That's our major concern. Everything else, if the boat were to turn over to sink, this boat is built not to sink, so it won't sink. So our best bet is just to stay with the boat. Even if it filled up with water, it will not sink. So and we're not really afraid of.
Yeah, and even with that, we have a 12-foot inflatable rigid bottom dinghy and also a 10-person life raft. We have food that's sealed so that if we do get seawater, the food won't be spoiled. And also we have emergency water as well, about 50 gallons of emergency water, and ways to, as solar still, to make water if we need it. So we have thought about this as much as you've worried about it, and we've made every plan and contingency and worked it through until...
We also have the Iridium Go. We have a satellite connection that can send out a blast once a day back to our friends and family to tell them where we're at. So once a day they'll get an idea where we're at. So if we're not on course and not going to where we need to be, they especially our folks know what to do if it doesn't look like things are going well and we're not communicating anymore. That's our primary means.
Yeah, our primary. Yeah, that was the other question a lot of people have asked is, well, how will you communicate with anyone? We do. It's a satellite repeater is basically what it is. We connect our regular cell phones. We use our same number to the repeater. It sends it out to a satellite. You have to be. Don't everyone start texting us. It's not cheap. So we are selective on who. Right now, we let basically our parents know where we are at all times, and they know that they should get a position report from us once a day. And if they don't get that position report, something is wrong. Or if the boat does go off, well, we've both fallen into the water and we're blowing our whistles, and all the dogs in your neighborhood are screaming and crying because of the dog whistle thing.
Yeah. But that should hopefully assuage your concerns about our safety along this long transit to Fiji, and we hope to see you in Fiji.
Yes.
So,
yes. Do know that we will lose communication for the most part for everybody else except for our parents. Once we leave Honolulu tomorrow, granted we clear customs rapidly, we are taking off, and once we get to Fiji and get back into an internet zone, and then we will upload videos of the trip and how everything's going and let everyone know. But until then, it's kind of a blackout time.
Yep. And then we'll show you the beautiful islands of Fiji. So until then, we'll see you then.
All right. Till then, laters.
Bye.